The IMF delegation, which arrived with Senior Mission Chief for Sri Lanka, Peter Brewer, held a press briefing in Colombo at the conclusion of the review. The press release issued in line with the media briefing indicated economic changes that may occur. These are some important points highlighted in the IMF release. Extraction.
The authorities have met the program's primary balance targets and remain committed to this program pillar of the program so as to support their efforts to restore debt sustainability. However, revenue mobilization gains, while improved relative to last year, are expected to fall short of initial projections by nearly 15% by year end, in part due to economic factors. The onus of fiscal adjustment would fall on public expenditure if there were no efforts to recoup this shortfall. This could weaken the government's ability to provide essential public services and undermine the path to debt sustainability. To increase revenues and single better governance, it is important to strengthen tax administration, remove tax exemptions, and actively eliminate tax evasion. Against continued uncertainty, it also remains important to rebuild external buffers by strong reserves accumulation. Building on the Central Bank of Sri Lanka's success in controlling inflation, refraining from monetary financing will help inflation in check. Other challenges include maintaining cost recovery of electricity pricing.
End extraction. A key point that the IMF highlighted is that government revenue has not reached expected targets. Another important point is that the electricity tariffs are still not cost effective. Is this a sign of another electricity tariff revision? When a similar controversy arose a few weeks ago, the government assured that another price revision will not be done till January 2024.
Even though there are social media claims, there are claims on the media that there is going to be another tariff increase or a revision taking place immediately. The next tariff revision will obviously be taken in January of next year. That is the government policy that we have taken.
Despite the minister's statement, the General Manager of the Ceylon Electricity Board informed the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka on the 24th of July that the electricity tariff should be increased once again to cover the losses incurred by the CEB. The General Manager's letter stated that the CEB is already incurring a loss of 33 billion rupees due to the price reduction. Warnings were issued at the time stating there is an immediate need for a price revision to suit the expenditure, and failure to do so will result in the CEB incurring serious losses. IMF representatives pointed out yesterday that the gap between the government's income and expenditure should be further reduced.
Tax collection is a concern in Sri Lanka. It's an important pillar of the program because it's important to sustain the essential expenditures of the government. And these expenditures need to be sustained with an appropriate amount of revenues. In Sri Lanka, there's a big gap between these two. Expenditures are of the order of 19% or so of GDP. Revenue is in the order of 9% of GDP or so, and that gap needs to be filled.
Against such a backdrop, will the government have to revise electricity tariffs to get the second tranche of the IMF Extended Fund facility?